welcome you to the 2008 Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game from Yankee Stadium in New York. Today, some of the greatest who have ever played this game are paired with some of Hollywood's biggest stars. You can be sure this venerable house that Ruth built has never seen a game quite like this. It is New York, and it is Yankee Stadium, the old and the new, and this is the All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game. And as you would expect, if it's in New York, you're going to see some big names, like the Wizard of Oz. Yes, that is Ozzy. Both baseball players and Hollywood stars on hand. Rick Sutcliffe, so good to see you back here, fella.
Great to be back here. But like Kenny Manning said before the game, it's just a softball game, but it's in front of 50,000 people.
Here at Yankee Stadium, anybody that gets a chance to play here relishes the opportunity, whether it be for the Yankees or whether it be somebody who's usually appearing on Broadway. And we'll see a number of those names here for this game today. It is the American League against the National League. And as Rick and I have learned, when it comes to these games, who knows? You're going to see Academy Award hosts who have hosted a total of 12 times. Celebrities, 4 with sports movie connections, 7 born or raised here in New York, and 7 legends who played for the Yankees or the Mets, and 10, count them, 10 baseball Hall of Famers. Not bad. And there is Ozzy, who is going to be leading it off for the National League. As we've said, we never know what we're going to see in these games. Rick, we've learned over the years that if you adjust in baseball, you better double adjust at this game.
You're exactly right. We've always thought about Ozzie Smith as the Secretary of Defense, but in these celebrity softball games, he's turned into a power force.
He's going to lead it off here, the Hall of Famer, and on the mound, the unmistakable mustache.
This guy can go.
Riley Fingers is going to throw the first pitch. Ozzy is ready to stand in, and Ozzy's going to take that one.
Time.
And I think we got a timeout. Kenny Mayne.
Wait a minute. What's going on here?
Over managing. That's something else we've gotten used to in this game.
They put Hall of Fame. I should put Walk of Fame on mine.
You got to be kidding me.
You kidding me?
Good job, man. Go get him.
One pitch and he's out of there. Here comes Goose.
I'm not sure. 2000 and something.
What was it he didn't like about that first pitch?
Right in front of the coach.
He threw it. Goose Gossage is going to go into the Hall of Fame this season.
That's where I thought I'd end up.
The Kenny Mayne machine is at it again.
So I'm gonna end up at a
You never have to wait long for over-managing in this league, and Mayne just did it. The Cardinal Hall of Famer, 15-time All-Star himself. Oh, a little defense right there. Well, Rick Sutcliffe, as you and I have learned in this game, what really matters is absolutely nothing.
I tell you what, it's different here tonight, though. I mean, there's so much talent on this field. You talk about the Hall of Famers, the Super Bowl champion, the Academy Award winners, all here for the farewell tour of Yankee Stadium. And exactly what Yankee Stadium, Gary, has been all about, that's memories.
Yep, and we even go so far as to be so audacious as to say there are rules. Folks, we show you the rules. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll be abided by. 5 innings. Bat in the order in the lineup. That's the toughest thing. In case of a tie, home run challenge. Each team will pick a celebrity and a legend to go at it. And most home runs wins the game. Here is Justin Tuck. And yes, he's pretty big. 2007 Super Bowl champion New York Giants. Not going to be a home run.
Billy, you take those.
George Brett. And it'll be held to a single.
That had a little Ken Griffey Jr. kind of look to it, did it not, with the hat? Of course, Griffey Jr. hit his 600th career homer this year. Congratulations to the kid.
Man at first is enormous. Talking about talent, Paul Molitor. He'll loop a little single out there. Tuck's going to go to second.
There we go.
Well, he did that 3,319 times during his major league career.
Spike Lee throwing it in from the outfield. The first RBI opportunity is going to come right here. This is James Denton from Desperate Housewives. He plays the plumber, like Delfino on the ABC hit show.
How about this guy's job? He gets paid to make out with Terry Hatcher. And his wife approved of it, he said. How about that?
And he's going to get a base hit. And the bases are going to be loaded. Good job by Maine. No, play at the plate. They got him. How about that? Justin Tuck is thrown out at the plate.
You know, Kenny Mayne said his biggest thrill in the celebrity softball game was gunning down Ozzie Smith at third base a year ago. Well, this has to top that because this keeps a run from scoring.
How about being the catcher when Justin Tuck's running in? I really don't think I want that position. Pretty good play made right there. They get a run in, or tried to. Nope, never even touched the plate. Actually blocked the plate. Pretty good play.
Houston, we've got problems.
Chris Rock.
I talked to Chris before the game. He said, you got to go back to Little League, Gary. I said,
time?
No high school? Oh, no. I said, do you have any power? He goes, oh, no.
Can he hit it? Oh, no.
Two outs, 2 strikes. If you got to go to the restroom or you're thirsty, now might be a good time to get a head start.
He got called out. I think that's the first time we've ever had a player called out on strikes. The umpire took pity on him.
How about Kenny Mayne? I mean, he brought in Goose. He throws out the guy at home. They're scoreless to the bottom of the first.
Unbelievable. On a called strike 3 to end the inning. Nothing across in the top half of the first inning, and let's check in with Aaron Andrews. Aaron?
I'm going to interrupt George Lopez right now as he's warming up. And the manager for the American team, Kenny Mayne. Well, first I'll start with Kenny. You prepared by gambling. How did that help you out?
Well, I'm studying for the Breeders' Cup on ESPN. Curlin ran on the turf from the Man of War. Finished second to Red Rock, who won the John Deere Breeders' Cup. You don't even listen, do you? Not
at all. I was actually thinking of my next question, which was over-managing, which we've already seen in the top of the inning. What do you have to say about that?
I thought the crowd would give GOSSAGE a bigger ovation than I saw. I was kind of disappointed in the people, actually, but it worked out. He got the ground ball out. They get the base hit. We throw him out of home plate. I have a book for sale. The website is KennyManeHasWrittenABook.com.
I'm sure we're all going to be checking that out. Don't worry. George, can we ask you a quick question as I'm about to get nailed by a ball? You studied the rule book yesterday, and what did you figure out? What did you find?
I figured out that I'm going to use inappropriate means to win whatever I can do. I'm not going out to a guy that couldn't get out of Dancing with Stars first round.
Absolutely.
If there's anybody that can handle 14 people, it's a Latino.
Best of luck to you.
My respect for Aaron's increase when she said she doesn't listen to Kenny Mayne answer questions. Wade Boggs, he got a great hand when he was introduced to the crowd prior to the start of this game. Of course, playing time with both the dreaded Red Sox if you're a Yankee fan, and the dreaded Yankees if you're a Red Sox fan. Hall of Famer, Gold Glove winner 2 times, 5 batting titles for him.
About a .328 career average. I mean, that is flat out getting it done.
James Denton is going to do the pitching. We're looking for home runs to define winners in this ball game. National League got 3 hits, but they got Justin Tuck thrown out at the plate.
There we go.
That may be one. Wade Boggs. Yep. Back to first, Wade.
How could he not remember where first base was? Can you explain that to me?
It's easy when you hit a home run at Yankee Stadium. You just get overwhelmed. So there's one on the board as the first batter up, Wade Boggs.
Well, he did this in last year's Taco Bell Celebrity Softball game. Maybe wanting to take home that MVP trophy this year, Gary. Now, how can this guy be hitting second?
Kenny Mayne, because he's the manager. What MVP trophy?
Oh, we don't have one.
How high was that above my head?
I was looking around down there, but I don't see anything.
There's something about this event. Look at the people that showed up. I mean, we had a pass list for the first time this year.
Kenny Mayne, need we say more? He's going to get a base hit. Dave Winfield tried for 2 and made it. He just wants to be a presence in this game, doesn't he?
I think he wants to talk about his book a little bit.
I reached again.
What book?
Why do I do that every time?
So Maine's got a double. Billy Crystal.
I cannot hit.
Great New York Yankee fan.
Oh, now about spring training getting added back.
It's signed for a day. Ozzy's going to put the hurt on Maine, and the tag is in time to get him. Chris Rock, how about that?
Look at that. Not only did Chris put the tag on him, but then he did the little military roll right over the right arm of Kenny Mayne. Kenny Mayne reminds me of like the 6-year-olds playing Little League where they just keep running until somebody tags them. Remember that?
And you got to carry him off the field.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at this. Out. You're out. Billy Crystal's on at first base. Kenny Mayne, the manager, is out of there. Paul O'Neill. There's 2. There's 3 runs. O'Neill with his arms up. He watched it go. Circles big time.
Tell you what, that ball didn't come far from going out over the real one at 314.
Because it's Paul O'Neill, the Yankee home run music, and Yankee fans up. So Paul gets a 2 RBI homer, and it is a 3-0 lead.
How about Billy Crystal? Touching home plate at Yankee Stadium, waiting on Paul O'Neill to round the bases to high-five him after a homer.
He loving that. That was a wind-up for a home run, but Spike Lee will get himself an extra base.
Look at him go.
Maybe an inside-the-park job.
Where's Kenny Mayne's third base coach?
The ball went underneath the fence, and
a ground rule double.
A ground rule double. Boy, he was flying.
I think that was one of the rules that you read, wasn't it?
It doesn't matter. Look at this. Look at this uppercut.
Good hit.
Hey, Kenny, how about a third base coach?
And I was really tired at the end of that play, too.
Great throw.
Yeah, the throw was live.
Great throw.
Apparently, he's too tired to coach.
He's over there promoting that book.
Rotator.
Riley Maitland went down to get that in the corner. Right back on a line drive. That will retire Goose.
Son of a gun.
Goose Gosh is putting one right back to the mound on the out.
I don't know.
Raymond is up, and the runner on at second base.
On my team here.
And I think she was thrown out. Hit by a pitch.
I'm telling you, they've got a warning. That was obviously on purpose, Garrett.
Denton came inside and aiming right at her.
She's trying to grab it. All right.
She stays here.
What is it that he's upset about a former Miss Massachusetts Team USA?
Did Gary Carter actually win it? That's the first argument he's ever won.
Look at that.
He can hit the ball.
She hit it to the wrong guy.
And Ozzy will make the play. But they put the runs up on the board. The home runs are what count 4 runs. 3 of them, including Paul O'Neill with a 2 RBI homer.
Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game is brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
Back here in New York City, in the Bronx, Yankee Stadium, the All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game. Dave Winfield. Billy Baldwin's doing the catching here. I'm not sure what he wanted. Maybe more equipment with Winfield up. Ugh, scary. A tapper. Gossage. Not going to get him. How about that? An infield hit for Dave Winfield. Hasn't had one of those for a while.
Well, did you see Goose after he threw the pitch backing up?
That's some good hard.
Nice job.
It's a good idea to be backing up. Marley Matlin, the actor, stands in.
The Oscar award-winning actors. Look out, Goose.
Gonna go for 2. 1. 1 in a celebration. There's some strange celebrations that take place in this game. Chance at a double play that wasn't gotten. Took the force out at second, celebrated that, didn't throw the ball to first. Maitland gets a fielder's choice. Celebration for the fielder's choice.
Look at here.
Lopez. And nope. Paul O'Neill's got to come in to help, and there'll be runners on at first and second base.
Baseball has a way of bringing you right back down to earth, does it not?
I'll pick the right person. I don't want to hang around too long.
Okay. I'm going to go out on a limb. How about predicting a 3-3 tie in about 2 pitches?
They will have a Carter home run. Here is Gary. And that's going to fall in. Kenny Mayne kicking it around.
I mean, they've played soccer on this field before, but not today, Kenny.
Okay. We got the bases loose, baby.
All right, the bases are loaded. Here's the chance for the big salami. Kyle Massey. Short. Nope, that's going to go away. Billy Crystal threw that one away. Carter trying to limp over to third base is not going to get there. There will be a run scored here, but the only run in off that is the bases are going to remain loaded. This is called station-to-station singles baseball. Now the Rocks trying to decide what bat to use here. Tim Raines.
Well, he may be trying to figure out whether he's going to hit right or left-handed. He, like Ozzie Smith, a lot of success from both sides of the plate.
They got pretty good help over there from Ernie Banks in making selections.
Well, and I tell you what, it looks like Rock has been using that plate more so than he did when he played. Excuse me.
And he's got a salami. Goodbye, Tim Raines.
I guess Ernie Banks picked the right bat.
Helps to have another Hall of Famer helping you out there.
Pick me a winner.
Manager Lopez. Tim Raines, 23 years at the major league level, 7-time All-Star. Together, some of the great collections of numbers: 2,000 hits, 1,000 runs, 500 stolen bases. So it is a 5-3 ball game now as the National League has moved on top. And this is A.J. Callaway from Extra. Started out on the Black Entertainment Network, and he's got himself a base hit. Kenny Mayne out there to play it in center. Callaway is on at first base with a single.
Callaway, quite a talent.
Tony Perez, Hall of Famer, inducted in 2000.
The Big Red Machine.
A couple of world championships with him. Over Boggs head into left field. Spike Lee. And there are runners on at first and second as this National League lineup's putting up some pretty big numbers in this inning. Bobby Flay, the celebrity chef who's from New York City. Wow, he's played some softball. Spike Lee, nice catch. Trying to turn the double play. Not in time, but close.
Outstanding.
Don't hit me, Goose.
Mike Greenberg begging for mercy.
Hold it. Time out. 1 second, Goose. Time out. Everybody, I just want you to know that the man at the plate right now, he falls whenever anybody watches him do anything.
So, as Greeny's going to swing, I want to hear a lot of noise on the pitches. I want him to strike out. So let's hear it when he's swinging.
Gee, nice to have a partner who's with you, isn't it?
Yeah, but you've seen the size of Golick. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing. Probably swing. Yeah, that's not so bad. Billy Crystal. And they got the only out they needed at second base. So Greenberg grounds out. That rule still applies. 3 outs is an inning. 5-3 National League. Boys and Girls Clubs of America, the official charity of Major League Baseball, reaching more than 4 million kids worldwide. Together, they create a positive place for kids. Tino Martinez, a great favorite here at Yankee Stadium, is going to lead it off. In his 16-year career, he ended up with a couple of all-star appearances. And Tino will put that one down the line. Maitland over to get it. It goes fire to the fence. He's on his way to second base. And Tino Martinez will lead the inning off with a 2-bagger. And Whoopi Goldberg from The View on ABC will stand in. She was born in New York City.
Why do I start smiling when you say Whoopi Goldberg?
Because that's what you're supposed to do.
Special person.
Whoopi's got a runner on at second base.
I'm trying.
Talk about those who have hosted great shows and won awards.
There you go.
She got it down there.
Look at that.
And Lopez at first base. Whoopi. Easy now.
Almost.
Hey, like that.
How about that? Hidden behind the runner. Trying to get that runner over to third base with just one out. That's a quality AB there.
George brought up, and I think this is a pine tar rag.
Where is Goose?
Where is Goose? Little extra pine tar, and nobody's going to complain.
Gary, he looks like he could still play, doesn't he?
He does. He's in tremendous shape.
Look at that.
Swings the bat pretty good. That'll be caught by Justin Tuck. To the football player in left field, who looked pretty good right there.
Okay. And here comes a man upon whom there is a lot of pressure.
Pretty good play by Tuck. Like he's been out there before.
Griffey Jr.
Times 3. Oh, that was over his head. He's out. How often does that happen? The mouth that roared fouls out to the catcher. Oh.
That's an embarrassment here in the house that Ruth built.
That was a terrific. Get back. I hope you're very proud of yourself. Well, I didn't want you to feel too bad about
You can't do that. Oh, Gary Carter. I got it.
Ball's just not carrying.
Just tell me how Gary can come out of his crouch. I think we discovered the answer to that.
And aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Get there with Goodyear tires with carbon fiber. A great summer day in New York for this Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball game, with the third inning coming and the National League on top by a score of 5-3. Ozzie Smith, who's at the top of the order for the National League, is going to lead it off here. Goose Gossage is out there doing the pitching, and a breeze blowing out to right field.
About a 19-year career and a 15-time All-Star.
Is there anybody more fun to watch taking infield practice than Ozzie?
Nobody better, ever.
Oh, unbelievable. Much less the game. Spanks that one out into center field. Raleigh Fingers playing out there will get it back in.
I asked Ozzie before the game, are we going to see any of those patented backflips? And he says, not on purpose.
Not on purpose. Those days are probably gone. Crowd in St. Louis, BP used to stand and applaud until he'd do one of those backflips. Here's Justin Tuck. He's played a pretty good game in the outfield, making a nice catch. Hit the ball hard first time up from the New York Football Giants. Gets the ball about as high as you can hit it. Is it good enough? Nice play. Well played by Kenny Mayne. And Ozzie will go into second base. Kenny's throw gets away. Billy Baldwin will chase it down. The runners will move up and stop at second and third.
That's at least 2 errors on
least
one play for Kenny Mayne.
That one was, and of course he's blaming the sun.
I could say that I lost that ball in the sun.
I've got down E8 on my scorecard. Look at that. Then he kicks it again.
Up. Go to third.
He's having a good time with that. Paul O'Neill.
Look at that. There's 2 guys that could have caught that.
Ozzie will score in the sacrifice fly. Paul Molitor getting the RBI, making it a 6-3 National League lead. Pretty good throw. and why not? A lot of games spent out there by Paul O'Neill at Yankee Stadium. A little deeper than what he's playing right now, though. Here's James Denton. Career numbers. We don't have a lot of those. Boggs. He's been watching too much of Kenny.
You know, after that graphic, we've got to call that a hit, don't we?
Absolutely.
How did Wade Boggs?
See, I'm telling you, he's been watching Kenny.
Some days are diamonds, some days are stones. Some days are rock. Chris. I'll tell you one thing, he swings the bat.
Let's hear it for Chris. Everybody give him some support.
He hasn't stopped smiling.
Come on, Billy Baldwin. Tell him what's coming.
Bunt it, Chris. They won't get a bunt.
Gossage with the moves. Oh, so close yet so far.
He's got to be doing that on purpose.
Lord.
The good news is
The
he's still
golden
playing.
sombrero. He's going to have a shot at it. He's going to try and win one.
We've got to get him back up there.
We get him back up there a couple of times. Dave Winfield.
There you go. He's closer.
He's got a base hit. That's going to load the bases here. Spike Lee gets it back in. Spike Lee has played a strong left field in this ball game. Winfield may have pulled a hammy on that. He's signaling over to the bench. He wants a little help. Winfield needs help.
Power hitters traditionally strike out a lot. Reggie.
Chris comparing himself to Reggie Jackson. Is that what I just heard?
Oh my gosh. I think we're going to have to get a pinch runner down there. Paul Mullard is going to be the good guy and come out.
Look at this.
Marley Maitland's going to get a base hit. And an RBI.
And 2 RBI.
1-2. How about that?
I know it's supposed to, but I got to add to.
That's going to make it an 8-3 game now. The National League putting a number on here to short. Lopez.
Billy Crystal
there. Billy Crystal got that one, but 3 more runs added, and the National League's on top here, 8-3. Now down to the 3rd inning stretch. Baby Ruth and MLB Productions present Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's on ESPN Friday, July 18, 9 Eastern, celebrating 100 years of connecting fans with our national pastime. It is an 8-3 lead after the infamous 3rd inning stretch.
And speaking of Oscars, Spike Lee. How about Raleigh Fingers getting his first at bat?
Raleigh coming up, inducted into the Hall of Fame in '92. Ozzie. Oh,
don't hit it there.
Look at that. Still has it. Ozzie's made a couple of plays in this game at shortstop where the ball's been hit fairly hard. That time he had a side saddle one.
Well, when you look at that infield, you got Mahler at 3rd. All right, I'm not going there. Tony Perez at 1st. I'll pass on that. Oh, now I see where I'm going.
Do not look at 2nd base.
Let's go to 2nd and see what happens.
There it is. You said it. The Rock. Got it. Ah, so close.
Scouting reports, Thorny.
Throw was late. Throw was late.
And here's Wade Boggs. He had a home run earlier in the ball game. Boggs stepped up. He can play out there. Tuck again with a nice catch. Willie Mays used to make the basket catch where he turned the glove upward. He makes I'm not sure what that is, a pale catch where you turn the glove downward.
It's no problem.
Just snaps it.
I know that. I'm not going to say he made the wrong decision in picking the sport that he chose, but he can play.
Kenny Mayne goes to the Rock. Look at that, Ozzie.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, tell me I can't play.
Tell you what, it's a coin toss between Chris Rock and Kenny Mayne for the least valuable player here tonight.
Well, look, after this play, I think Kenny Mayne is going to win it hands down. That's a pretty good shuffle to Ozzie. Force out, Baldwin sliding. Whoa, 8-3 National. And we welcome you back to the 2008 Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game, Yankee Stadium, and it's brought to you by Taco Bell. Great view of the old and the new Yankee Stadiums. Kenny Mayne, we're not sure what happened coming out of the box. Apparently they had greased the field, and Kenny inadvertently
spikes
fell
because
down.
we have the All-Star game to play and they didn't want to damage the field. So I did what I could for the sake of Major League Baseball, and I'm playing on a compromised right ankle. Everybody knows that by now. Let's show the Justin Tuck throw. Can we do that? Can we show the Jimmy Kimmel catch from last year?
Kenny, you removed Raleigh Fingers after one pitch. Any thought about taking yourself out right now?
No, I'm still, you know, making some plays out here. The one ball I went the wrong way on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. The batter's up.
Okay.
And then you got
I'm ready
picked
to
off.
talk again. I'm ready again.
Did you get picked off?
I got picked off.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. When you come to, wait a minute. Ball's in play.
Can you change yourself?
you missed it.
Change
What
in the
you're
lineup?
trying to say is
Pull you out of there?
I've had some rugged plays,
Yeah.
but it's for the kids.
Yeah.
Guys.
What kids?
The kids. We gave money to charity. Ronald McDonald House. Everybody that plays gets to give money. And I'm glad I don't have to catch that ball because I don't have to like dork that one either. But nice play, Raleigh.
Kenny, you've got 2 second basemen right now.
That's how they're doing it, guys. They're playing with 2 second basemen in all the leagues. You look at A-Ball, Cape Cod League, a lot of them are playing with 2 second base women.
Yeah.
Who's the batter?
Yeah.
Who's up?
They haven't decided yet.
I can't see that far.
We believe that.
Looks like kind of a mini Tony Gwynn from here. Spike Lee's doing a good job, though.
He is doing a great job.
A lot of misses out there at home plate. A lot of guys missing the ball. We're ready. Double play, Whoopi. Here we go.
Double play.
We got 2.
Whoopi.
Flip that.
1. Look at this. Crystal.
You talk about comic relief. Where's Robin Williams at?
Holy cow.
Whoopi. 2 second base people. You know what I'm saying?
Billy Crystal has done that before.
Billy Crystal's an athlete. Although Billy Crystal could have ran out on the one where I had to run 500 yards.
Look at that. Derek Jeter take notes.
Better back out about 3 feet so you don't get smashed.
And then the hug.
Billy!
Nice play. We've seen some good work around the Keystone combination.
Whoopi, way to go!
A good play by Whoopi.
Up in the air, come and get it,
Paul O'Neill.
He's telling Paul O'Neill what to do in the outfield?
Yeah, but Paul can't hear him, so you don't have to worry about it. 8-3 lead. It's the National League over the American in our All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball.
My daughter's just locked me, but...
Boys and Girls Clubs of America is the official charity of Major League Baseball. It reaches more than 4 million kids worldwide. Together, they create a positive place for kids.
Hey, what, the American League's got a chance to score a lot of runs here, Gary.
Yep. Billy Crystal will start this out. It's an 8-3 National League lead. Justin Tuck busy out there. Crystal's out.
And I'll tell you why I see a rally coming. You remember Kenny Mayne making the last out? They've got 12 hitters coming up before he can make the last out this inning.
Good work. Now Mayne's going to go out there and mess it up and coach first. Paul O'Neill. Got the Paul O'Neill chant going.
Tell you what, you talk about a winner.
Let's go, Paul.
This one will be grounded. Bobby Flay will go to first. Carved him up like a chef on that one.
Just under it.
Spike Lee, who's been voted as having the best hat.
Run.
That's going to go off the pitcher, Denton, and the flip to third won't be in time, and everybody's going to be safe at first and third. Spike Lee hasn't hesitated. And he's shown that he can still fly. Pretty good pair of wheels.
Goose play the outfield, he can throw. And I tell you what, this man right here at home plate has some power.
Runs here. We're down.
Goose Gossage.
Oh yeah.
And that's a fair ball. Tuck's going to have to chase it down. Look at Lee. There's the third. It went behind the fence there, so that's a double. Ground rule double. Gossage would have had an RBI. How about the summer for Gossage, though? Closing in on the Hall of Fame ceremonies coming up at the end of the month. That's got to be such anticipation. Waiting. You got the call, and now you're going to get to go, and you're just waiting for the day.
Well, Goose saying before the game, growing up in Colorado, he was always a Yankee fan, and getting to Yankee Stadium for the first time.
We congratulate him on making it into the Hall of Fame. It'll be a great day for him in Cooperstown. One down. Runners on at second and third. And they got Spike Lee trapped. Instead, they take the out at first, and Spike Lee will score. James Denton looked over as though he wanted to get Lee to run down over there, but didn't do it.
No, he had him.
Yeah, he had it. It's an 8-5 game now.
I got it, too. Right here.
Now Tino Martinez.
Steal third.
Steal third. That one's to the gap. Gossage was looking. Bobble by Raines. Callaway backing him up. Gossage will score. And it's an 8-6 ball game.
Whoopi trying to find home plate.
She got her glasses on again?
I guess she doesn't. She doesn't have the ones she needs. There it is.
The first woman to host the Academy Awards. Hosting the Oscars 4 times. And their great performance, of course, in Color Purple.
And the movie Ghost. Great performance.
Full new meaning, the dancing down the line. 3 runs in. The National League's on top as we go to the 5th and final inning. It is an 8-6 game. Our all-star legends. Are you managing this team? Be in charge.
Oh, we got a base hit there. Nobody's backing him up.
Clean base hit, though.
You know what? I think Whoopi made a good move there, getting out of the way of that.
There's nobody in charge in this game, for one thing.
I used to be good.
That ball wasn't hit by Kyle Massey. That was hit by Tony Perez.
Who's up?
Bobby Flay.
Is that Bobby?
You need a scout for the game.
I might have to go back and take this back in the yard if it's Bobby Flay.
Uh-oh. You'll never eat again.
I think he's going to hit it right about there. It's going to be a nice little.
Kenny's got 2 second basemen. He's got 5 outfielders.
He's got a left fielder talking to the fans.
Second base.
Crystal. Whoopi.
Yeah,
oh, just got away. Backed up by Paul O'Neill. Perez will go to third.
Paul O'Neill's knife says be playing. He was just warming him up, and he decided to stay.
Kenny, we're going to take a look at your day now.
Everybody plays on this team.
Yeah, you got taken out at second base. You found a fly ball you lost in the sun that fell in front of you.
Then you kicked it.
Then you took a swing and fell down in the batter's box. You got up. You started to run, we think, and then you slipped again.
Looks like Dave Concepcion.
He never had a day like that.
Who's up, man?
Do I look like a scout?
Did you guys mention that I went to off-track betting yesterday?
We did. We actually we ran the.
I'll play straightaway center.
And we heard you made some money too. Oh! Holy cow! Mike Greenberg, get out of the way.
Where's our left fielder?
I think Greeny needs a moment to go use the restroom.
Where is our left fielder?
Playing behind the third baseman.
Where's our right fielder?
Playing behind the first baseman. Mike Greenberg's up. What do you want? You're the only one out there.
Oh, I see.
Perfectly positioned. Nice work.
We got 2 out.
Crystal. Chance for
3
2.
out.
No.
Scared me. He intimidated.
Nice job, manager.
Now it's Ozzie.
Now it's Ozzie.
Well, I'll just have to bring him back in the yard. That's what I'll have to do. Done it before.
Tell you what, Greeny's ball went a lot further than Golic's did.
8-6. We could actually win somehow.
Somehow. Are you up again?
I think Ozzie's going to hit a home run, though. I kind of feel it.
He's due.
We got a shift on for him.
Shift on for Ozzie.
And he hits right to our shift. Billy Crystal.
Boggs has got it. All right, Maine.
How about we score
You
some
got
runs?
one more chance, 3 outs to work with. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is 8-6, the National leading the American.
Why is somebody blowing a whistle?
All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game is brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun.
And going to the bottom half of the 5th inning, the National League trying to win it as they've got an 8-6 advantage. James Denton has done the pitching. Brett to Denton. Big first out. Wow.
Let's see if he can hit one in a positive
The most important thing you'll ever do in athletics.
Bunt?
Right? No, this at bat.
Kenny, do you think that helps?
When you got a manager like that, you need another one.
Good eye.
Boy, I was hoping
That's a good eye.
I was going to go.
Mike.
Flat. There we go. There we go.
Whoa.
Base hit. Run.
Paul Molitor. Holy cow.
Stay with him.
He got him.
And then you.
There are 2 down. Is it possible for a 1-2-3 inning here? Raleigh fingers.
Get out of here.
No, I think we got a 1-run game. It's 8-7. Out of here.
You know, just looking at things, if Kenny Mayne wouldn't have hit him next to last, if Kenny would have flip-flopped Raleigh and Kenny in the lineup, this could have been an American League victory.
He gets on base. You bet. That's all I'm saying. I'll give you the rest of my chiclets. Woo! Thank you.
Raleigh got all of
Guys,
that one.
We get a base
Now
hit.
it
We
is
get
the
a home
first
run
home
to
run in
win.
these celebrity softball.
Now remember, if we end up in a tie, we end up in a home run hitting finish. We're not there yet. 8-7. There are 2 down. One more to try and tie it up. Billy Baldwin.
Billy had a base hit in his first at bat.
He was a former wrestler, inducted into the Amateur Wrestling Hall of Fame. That's the real deal. And he's going to keep it alive with a base hit into center field. Massey over to get it.
All right, people.
Now the potential winning run is going to be Wade Boggs. Home run here and the ball game's over.
5 batting titles.
Come on, Boggs.
You know what? I would intentionally walk in to bring up Kenny Mayne.
Absolutely. He's pointing out.
This is getting serious.
Babe Ruth, Monument Park, Kenny Mayne.
They put him on. They wanted nothing to do with him.
2 names together for no particular reason, but certainly they have nothing to do with one another. Here comes Mayne. Words that will scare you. It's all up to Kenny Mayne. Scary. Very scary.
Kenny chose the lineup. He put himself purposely in this spot.
Game on the line. 2 down.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's taking a strike. He's not afraid. He's taking a strike because he knows he's confident. He's ready. See? End of game. Nice job. Tim Raines hauls it in. A disappointed, disgruntled, highly disheartened author.
Well, George Lopez has got to go down as the manager of the year. You can forget about what they're doing in Tampa. You can forget about what Tony La Russa is doing in the Cubs. What George Lopez did today by putting on the go-ahead run in front of Kenny Mayne was the difference.
And let's join Aaron Andrews.
Well, I have a dejected Kenny Mayne right now. Chris Rock trying to make him feel better. Wade Boggs just walking over to you and saying, nice job, sarcastically. At this point, what's going through your mind?
I'm thinking about the time, another one of these kind of games where I ran and missed a fly, and another one of the players said he could have had it, and after the game, he gave me that same kind of look. I've suffered a lot today. I got to live with this. There was sort of a moment where I was up there like reality was suspended, and I'm thinking I'm at Yankee Stadium. I get a chance to win it for my team, and I didn't. I got to live with that.
You do.
It's kind of like Tom Brady, huh?
It's work. No, it's much.
I don't know if he's as good looking as Tom Brady. I'll just throw that out there.
I'm happen to be heterosexual, but you know.
You know what? He said the nicest thing to me. We passed each other in the hallway, and he said a kind word, and that's what I'll take away.
What was that?
I don't remember really, but it was nice. What was it?
Whatever it was. It was don't make the last out. That was it.
Gary, I don't know if there's anything else to say, so I'm going to toss it back up to you.
And for the legends and celebrities, they bid adieu to Yankee Stadium, and we bid adieu to Thank goodness, Kenny Mayne. Our final score, National League won at 8-7 over the American League. For Rick Sutcliffe, Aaron Andrews, Kenny Mayne, George Lopez, all of our legends and celebrities, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Yankee Stadium, the site. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports, National League 8, American League 7.